Today I'm going to talk about burning candles versus using candle warmers. I personally use both methods, but there is one I use a bit more than others, so let's talk about it. There are many types of candle warmers: bottom warmers, which is what I have, top warmers, which are probably more efficient, and candle crocks. They all work by warming the wax until it melts. They're relatively safe to use. You just plug them in and turn them on. I bought a bottom warmer probably 10 years ago and it's still going strong, and they are very cheap on Amazon. I'll link some below in the description box. When using a candle warmer, suet is never an issue. There's no concern for flames and catching anything on fire. There's no concern for where I place the candle as long as it's on a strong, sturdy surface like a kitchen counter. And you don't have to worry about short wicks or candle tunneling. And most importantly, you can safely melt wax without producing fumes that you're going to breathe in. With all that being said, I do love the ambiance of burning candles. There's something comforting and cozy about a low flame in a dark room, especially in the fall time for me. However, when I became a mom, I started to worry about fumes and what was going in the air that we were breathing in when we're burning candles. If you don't know how candles break down, the wax melts, it's soaked up by the wick, which vaporizes it and turns it into hot gas. It breaks it down into molecules of hydrogen, carbon, and all that goes in the air. And depending on what your candle's made of, that can be a concern, according to some people. Candles can be made from a variety of different waxes, perfumes, fragrances, and I don't mean to alarm anyone, because honestly, if we sit down and think about anything we use in our life, it could be alarming if we think hard enough. So I just try to minimize the obvious signs of any negative exposure in my life. Other more obvious concerns for safety would be fires and burns. It can be risky to have an open flame in your home, especially if you have pets or kids. Something catching on fire or candles bursting can definitely happen. I think another maybe not so obvious concern is what's above the candle. For example, I always burn candles on my kitchen counter. There has been a time or two where my kid or even someone else in the house will push aside the candle to make room or space on the counter, and they don't realize they've pushed it a little bit under the cabinet that hangs above it, which can catch on fire. It doesn't always have to be something directly touching the flame. Another thing that bothers me about burning candles is improper candle use. There is a proper way to burn a candle. I've made a video on that and I will link that below, but you should always trim the wicks and make sure you aren't burning the candle for more than 3 to 4 hours at a time. If you don't do these things, that can create suet that goes into the air, and not only are you breathing that stuff in, but it can and will stain your ceilings and your walls. This actually happened in my last house because I burned candles for years without knowing the proper way to burn them. I never trimmed the wicks, and I would burn a candle all day long, literally. It was bad. With all that being said, I will occasionally still burn a candle from time to time as long as the environment in which the candle is in will be safe. Kids aren't running around, there's not an open breeze, I don't have the cats in the house, things like that. As long as proper candle care is being taken. But with all that said, my preferred method is to still warm a candle. I think it's quicker, easier, and slightly probably more healthy. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment and let me know which method you prefer, burning or warming. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.